United Airlines fined loose bolts on plug doors of at least 5 aircraft during Boeing 737 MAX 9 inspections.
Here's a summary of the article.
United Airlines has found loose bolts and other parts on 737 MAX 9 plug doors as it inspects its fleet of Boeing jets following the Friday rapid depressurization aboard an Alaska Airlines jet of the same make, according to 3 people familiar with the findings. The discrepant bolts and other parts on the plug doors have been found on at least 5 aircraft, one of the people told the Air Current. United confirmed the findings in a statement, saying, "Since we began preliminary inspections on Saturday, we have found instances that appear to relate to installation issues in the door plug, for example, bolts that needed additional tightening. These findings will be remedied by our tech ops team to safely return the aircraft to service." In one instance, United found that the bolts that affixed the lower hinge of the plug door were not fully seated, and that the washers on the bolts could spin. Another aircraft was found to have loose bolts on the upper forward guide fitting on the plug and another on the forward guide roller that is an attachment point to the fuselage on the door frame. United is the only other U.S. airline to fly the 737 MAX 9 and is the largest operator with 79 in its fleet. Boeing earlier Monday confirmed that it had formally distributed a multi-operator message to 737 MAX 9 operators, prescribing the specific inspection criteria that would satisfy the Emergency Airworthiness Directive issued by the FAA on January 6, a day after the Alaska accident.
This post received a score of 18,000, with an upvote ratio of 97%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
With the way Boeing has been building aircraft lately, I don't think anyone was shocked to find out this wasn't an isolated incident. It's very fortunate no one was sucked out from these plugs failing on other jets. This negligence on Boeing's part is unforgivable.
From what I read, apparently these plug doors were built by a subcontractor, but the buck for quality assurance stops with Boeing, absolutely. They probably just went with the lowest bidder. Edit, it's Spirit Aerosystems, which came about as a result of Boeing selling its Wichita plant to an investment firm. Sounds like a real MBA move.
In the 20th century, Boeing was an aircraft company driven by engineers. Then in 1997 it merged with McDonnell Douglas and became a financial company run by MBAs.
Saw it firsthand here in Seattle. By mid-aughts, you could see the effects of the brain drain as the older guard engineering retired. Is the reporter to follow since has been on the aerospace beat for the Seattle Times.
Worked 8 years for Boeing at Tukwila. Legacy employees bitched about how MD destroyed how tight-knit the company was, prior to the merger. With their decades-long reduction in market share against Airbus, the bean counters really effed up the company.
Greater than the bean counters really effed up the company. They always do. The more technical a company is, the less likely a merger will ever work. If they don't outright fail, at best they never work the way anyone ever hopes they will. The only survivable outcome is that some people get reassigned. Companies with lower technological dependencies can get away with it. For example, 2 landscaping companies merging have far less tech to have to integrate than Boeing and MD. But even then it's not guaranteed, which is why so many successful restaurants go to shit when someone new takes over.
They did exactly what they were brought in to do, peak the valuation short-term to then pull their golden parachute cords.
It's so true. I have to take a break midway through the sentence, or I'll fly into a rant about how executives are the only truly unnecessary overhead costs that all organizations share.
The thing is, all organizations need leaders. The problem seems to be that rather than getting someone with skin in the game who takes the bullets and builds an environment for the rest of the team to succeed, you get some jumped-up little prick with an ego and an MBA from an Ivy League school whose only interest is themselves. You can't teach leadership in grad school.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.